Hello everyone, my name is Nur Kamari Narusde. So in my video for the research symposium, I'll be talking about the nuptial feeding in scorpionfly. So my research question is how long the female will copulate with the male with different amount of food sources or nuptial gifts through nuptial feeding. So my hypothesis will be the greater the amount of food or the nuptial gifts brought by the male, the longer the copulation will happen between the male and the female. And my prediction will be males that bring more food or nuptial gifts will mate the longest with the females, and the females will also mate with a good condition males. And the females that copulate longer will produce more offsprings and also have higher fitness in the sexual behavior through mating. From my research question is what I learned from the literature reviews that I searched. It strengthens my hypothesis where the females will copulate longer with males that bring more or bigger nuptial gifts. I also learned that the females are in charge with the male's behavior when they are mating, because they will choose to mate with males with a good condition rather than poor conditions. And I also learned that nuptial feeding between males and females are not limited only for arthropod prey, which is the nuptial gifts, but also the saliva secretions from the males. And it shows that the males will bring different types of nuptial gifts while mating, either the arthropod prey or the saliva secretions. I also learned that the females that copulate longer will have higher fitness compared to females that copulate in a shorter time, which proves that females with higher fitness will only mate with male that have higher fitness and with good conditions. And also males with higher fitness can also provide more or bigger nuptial gifts than males with lower fitness. And it shows that females is actually have a huge impact in the mating system that known as the nuptial feeding. I also incorporated genetic variance to test the quality of the males associated with their salivary gland, where a good quality males can provide better nuptial gifts and do well in mating. Okay, so in my experimental design, for my independent variables, I will have two treatment groups. So in the first treatment group, I will test the nuptial feeding of the female on the male when the female is presented with saliva excretion as the nuptial gifts. So in the first treatment group, I will presented two different conditions of male, which is one with good condition and one with poor condition, and both of the males will provide saliva excretion as the nuptial gift to the female. And for my second treatment group, I will test the female's choices in nuptial feeding when being presented with both arthropod prey and saliva excretion from the males. So for my controls, in my control group, the females will be presented with males that bring different sizes of arthropod prey as the nuptial gifts, and I will observe the females' choices when the mating happens. My dependent variable will be I will observe the duration of the copulation in both treatment groups and also in the control group. I will observe the female choices over nuptial feeding when being presented with different types of nuptial gifts, which is the arthropod prey and the saliva excretions. And I will also observe the fitness of both sexes of scorpionfly when it comes to mating and the control over sexual behavior. In my first treatment group, I'll be having a poor condition male and a good condition male and a female in the same container, with each males bring their own saliva secretions. For my second treatment group, one male will bring saliva secretions and another male will bring arthropod prey as nuptial gifts to the female. In my control group, one male will bring big arthropod prey and one male will bring small arthropod prey to be presented to the female. I will place the female and both the males in the same container, and I will also provide the arthropod preys for the second treatment group and for the control group. Since the saliva excretions are more of a natural aspect in the mating system of the scorpionfly, I will only manipulate the males for the first treatment group, where I will choose one high quality male and one poor quality male. So by the end of my research question, my justification for this research is, I think that the research is fun and everyone are able to perform it, and also I'll be able to answer my own hypothesis if I were able to do the experiments. And also I want to know if the females would prefer the arthropod prey or the saliva secretions more in the nuptial feeding, because as I said in the background, the background of my research, that the males will provide different kinds of nuptial gifts when mating. So the two types of nuptial gifts that I presented in my research question is the arthropod prey and the saliva secretions. And also the male scorpions are actually mating in 3 different alternative tactics that include offering salivary messes, offering dead arthropods, or coercive copulation without the nuptial gift. So that is very interesting for me, because in my research question I included nuptial gifts, but when I actually do some research, the scorpionflies can also mate without the male give nuptial gifts. And then as I done my research, I observed that there are actually quite a few experiments that scientists do to observe the nuptial feeding, and for my opinion, nuptial feeding is one of the most interesting behavior in animals of the mating behavior, because the copulation only lasts long if the female is fed enough by the nuptial gifts that the males bring, and the females would mate selectively with males that provide edible gifts and discriminate against the males to offer nutrients either by rejection or short copulation durations. And there are many aspects that can be determined through this unique sexual behavior that deserve to get recognitions. So I think that is why this research should be continue. Okay. So that's why I think my research question should be turned to actual experiment, because this mating behavior is very interesting and there could be a lot of other different aspects that we don't know that happen in nuptial feeding. With that, thank you.